square, and it's fisted through for a rush behind. It's the Blues by 5 points.
Hartlett at fullback.
Yeah, mate.
Kick towards Harper. Well done by Graham, getting in a good spot. He feeds it off to Nahas, who hasn't got too much to go to, so he just kicks it up in hope. At the back, Revolt had to try and spoil post. Oh, almost came off to Cousins. Cousins to Morton. He loves this, Morton. He loves this. Goal to the Tigers.
Well, he would have kicked it like that anyway, if he got the mark.
Richmond back in front. And Ben Cousins working particularly hard. He has now had 10 disposals in this opening quarter.
He has, and you called it well, Chris. So Mitch Morton, as soon as you saw him with the ball around his body, you went, OK, that's a goal, mark that one down. Only get concerned when he's straight in front. He's got to kick a drop punt. Loves it around his body. But a good start from the Tigers.
Goal to Mitch Morton, his 8th from a snapshot this year, and gee, he just look at that quick little glance at where the goals were. He doesn't miss very often, does he?
Oh, well, that's the way he normally kicks.
Chris Judd back on into the centre bounce, just had a couple of minutes off.
It's the Tigers by a point. I think the Brews is worth a couple of goals going to their end this term. Judd straight back on and straight away another stat. Armfield over to Grigg. To half forward, missing the diving mark was Garland, who just follows up with a little sucker off the ground, but only as far as McGuan. To Moore, spun out nicely from trouble. Back to McGuan. Now Newman to Vickery. Back to McGuan. Now he squeezes the kick to the wing. Impact fly. Fearless stuff from both teams. Judd again to Grigg. Now to Johnson, gets the kind bounce. Johnson again, out wide, that's a good option, good vision. Cruiser. Half a minute left in the first quarter. Cruiser chips to Gibbs. Well done by Deledio, got one back on him then. Deledio again, not a lot on offer, so he goes along the line, only as far as Thornton. Good smother there by White on the handball.
Been a really good contest. Bryce Gibbs, Brett Deledio. Let's hope they play the full game on each other. Two of the young stars of the competition. A couple of points have gone the way of Deledio and a couple of wins to Gibbs in the first quarter.
Free kick Carlton's way, but they'll run out of time. That'll be it, with Richmond going to the first break with a 1-point lead. 22 plays 21. Goals to Deledio, Revolt and Morton for Richmond. For Carlton, Gibbs, Fisher and Betts, Luke Darcy.
Jade Rawlings will be happy with the effort from his young side. They've made some mistakes, as they're going to do in this Breeze, but they're in with a big chance.
For both teams in that first quarter with terribly blustery, swirly conditions. Richmond lead by a point, 3-4 to 3-3, and some big numbers being racked up by both teams midfield at the moment as we check the Powerade running man to see who's chalked up the K. So we once again thank the two clubs for their participation. Carazzo leads the way with 4 Ks in the first quarter along with Jordan Russell.
Yeah, and the clubs
serious running
are always interested in their maximum speed as well, and you can see Dean Polo up around the 27-kilometre mark as his maximum speed, and Jeff Garland, no surprises there, very fast young player. The club's always interested in this data quarter. There's a lot of guys wearing the GPS week in, week out.
Frustrating first quarter for Brendan Favola. Didn't drop his bundle or anything like that, and the supply, we've got to say, wasn't very nice to him, but you just tell later in that team is starting to get a bit frustrated.
Yeah, credit to Thursfield. He played in front, good defensive spoil there, and that one probably one that Fev would have liked to have taken. He had another opportunity where he got rid of Thursfield and then dropped the footy, so came off. I reckon Brett Ratton had a word to him just to make sure he keeps his composure.
Very blustery, as we said, and there was a lot of rubbish on the ground in that first, particularly 4 and 20. The 4 and 20 rubbers.
I reckon Andy might have cleaned up his own mess down there, but not to be. And the other match, quarter time, the Swans and the Bombers, and the Bombers with a slender lead of 4 points.
Strange things happen on these sort of days where the conditions are fluky and the breeze, there's channels, as Andy Marr said before, where the ball gets in, it'll carry 20 metres further, and then sometimes it'll be right in your face and you'll turn it over. Really opens the door, in my mind, to Richmond, and Robbie Nahas has had a very good first quarter.
So the Tigers by a point as we get the second quarter underway. Vickery. Hampson had the run at it. White and Murphy for Carlton. Well done by Mark Murphy. Shovels the handball out to Judd, who did very well to keep the arms clear. Off to Grigg. Carlton inside attacking 50 for Vollett. Well done again by Thursfield. Cruiser meets it hard.
Great attack, Cruiser.
Disputed footy for Vollett as well. Very well to shovel it out to Simpson. Off to Carazzo, who blazes away. Had a lot more time than he thought. And there'll be a free kick to the Tigers in the back pocket.
Fev's still down on the ground. He's up and he's okay. But I just love for a young ruckman and Cruiser the way he came out, put his head over the footy. As we can just see a bit of frustration creeping in to Brendan Frivola.
King, oh, it's a brave kick. In the end, it's a bad kick, and that's the big criticism of his game, is his disposal by foot, and he got found out there.
Got to understand the conditions, Jake King. It is not a day to be trying to pinpoint passes in traffic.
Over 60 metres.
So Kate Simpson with the football. Kicked 7 goals, 8 this season in his 14 matches. Started it right, and that's where it stayed. So in the Blues forward pocket, Cruiser against Vickery. Cruiser the tap, but straight down to Cochin. And that's a free kick for pushing it back. No, yep, advantage paid. It was to Tuck. Cousins got a bounce and lost it. And that was a correct call from the umpire.
Ooh, I don't know about that one, though.
Not that one, though. I was talking about the advantage. Cousins sent it up with a footy in the end. Just blazed away. Underneath it was Hampson. Couldn't take the difficult mark. Thornton. Out wide to Johnson. Handballs off to Anderson. Puts Carlton deep inside 50. Favola one out again. The Fev wins out this time. And Favola finishes off in his own inimitable style.
It's where Brendan Favola has a very serious advantage over Will Thursfield in the strength department. I think he really wants to engage Thursfield, really play that real power forward role, because on the lead Thursfield's capable of defending him, but put him up one out, give him some one-on-one contests. You can just see the physical difference is enormous. Favola will get him for strength on every occasion.
So a frustrating first quarter for Brendan Favola, but his first goal of the match.
Look at the physical difference between Favola and Thursfield.
Enormous,
he is a powerhouse, Brendan Favola. Thursfield will be able to compete with him on the lead, but Fev should just adjust, anchor himself to the goal scorer and try and do what he did just before, and that's get into a strength contest.
Gibbs off to Judd, Judd to Favola. Oh, gee, did he get a free kick? No, says the umpire. Judd follows it up. Handball in the direction of Carazzo. Brilliantly taps to Favola. Kicks to the goal square. Across the face, through for...
Gee, Favola should have got the free kick. Full forwards get nothing, Luke. Well, they get nothing.
They got a lot in about the first 5 or 6 rounds, and now the umpires are letting a lot more of this go. To be honest with you, I don't mind it if it's consistent. Thursfield very competitive on the lead.
Judd a chance, well tackled. Cruiser taps it to Murphy, who kicks up behind. Carlton looking threatening now. Murphy put on his backside. Umpire says that's okay. So
umpire just sneaking down to Brendan Favola and having a bit of a chat in his ear about some of the back chat that was coming his way.
Newman brings it back in. Kicks in the Vickery direction. Cruises there. Oh, what a beautiful mark. Taken by Young Post. That was a cracker. They'll get it back here.